will be discussing today all about the new report templates. We have two objectives for today. The first one is to know the similarities and differences of the old and new report templates. And the second one, you will be able to create customized reports using the new report templates. So before we begin, let's check first your user access. So you will be able to access this report. So what is the required user access? It is either standard or advisor access. But as to standard, you need to make sure that the view and run reports are being selected while giving you the access. Next, for the new reports, we will be discussing the following. First, the profit and loss. Second, the balance sheet. Third one, statement of cash flows. And the fourth one, movements in equity. Now, in order for you to appreciate the new reports templates, we need to have a quick look of how the old report templates look like. So the old report templates, you have the ability to select the month and the year. You can have the ability to select the comparison, either the range, it's fixed, either previous year, last year, previous quarter, previous month, and none. And you can also compare periods up to 11 periods maximum. And you can create layouts through a move option and a group option. So I will quickly navigate or make a demo in Xero. So under accounting, you will go to reports. Under the reports, under financial group, you will see the new reports here, all the reports available in Xero for financial reporting. And then you can see here the label new. Those are the new reports. So all the reports that has no label new are old templates or old reports. Okay, so let's go to the profit and loss old template and the balance sheet. Let's go as well to the movements in equity. And for the statement of cash flows, I will be discussing because this is a new report actually, a new report template. So for profit and loss, the old template looks like this. So as I've mentioned, you can have the ability to select the date, the period here, and compare with periods. This is for the balance sheet options here for the old templates. I will discuss the profit and loss later. So here, the date. So you can select only the date, then compare to period, the previous, last year, and previous quarter, previous month, and none. And the maximum of 11 periods only. Now, if you will edit this layout, under layout options, you can here, since this is a new report or a new organization, you need to create a new layout. And under new layout, you can only have an option to move accounts and to group accounts. So it's very limited. As to the profit and loss, you can have options here. If you want to compare periods, you can select the date again, the periods of either 1 month or every 2 months or every 3 months with a comparative of maximum 11 periods. Okay. And you can also select the budget here if you have set up the budget in Xero. And you can also sort by name and account code. And if you are using the tracking categories in Xero, you can also filter through the tracking category options. And of course, the currency that is available in your Xero subscription. Aside from that, you can also option to select a cash basis report. Just a straightforward, very classic old templates. Okay, so that is how the old templates look like. Now, for the new report templates, well, under the new reports, it is flexible and you can easily improvise and easy to redesign. Okay, I will show you later. So in the new report templates, you can have the ability to select the date. So earlier, I've shown you the old template. You have the ability only to select the month and the year. you have the ability to select the date. Next, you can compare periods up to 36 periods on a monthly basis. And the last option is the create reports, where all the magic and all the flexibility happens. You can actually create rows. Under rows, you can group and create formula. Under columns, you can add columns, and you can have these options: the date, budget, tracking category, formula, percentage, and notes, which I will be discussing as well later. Then you can add a text and a schedule, and lastly, a page break. So when you are printing in PDF file, you can have an option to split the pages as to your preference. Now let's go to Xero and let's explore the new report templates. So I'll be discussing first the profit and loss. So as I've mentioned earlier, you can have the ability to select the period, the date specifically. Then you can have an option to select maximum 36 periods. So I'll try doing 40. So you will be prompt actually. You have an option to do a 36 periods only. Then under filter, here, a straightforward tracking categories. This is a simple options in the new report template. So if you want a very simple comparison of the periods, you can have a straightforward filtering here. Then aside from that, you can select, again, accrual and cash basis reporting, and an additional option here that it will show the account codes in the reports and the percentage of trading income. So for example, of course, in our reporting, in order to analyze the report, you will be exploring and putting percentage in our reports, right? So here, this is one of the options that you can generate in order for you to analyze the reports that being generated in Xero. So I'll just do a quick update here so you will see this is how it will look like. So the percentage of trading income, so basically Xero will compute that for you based on the information you have entered or you have finalized in Xero. Now, I've mentioned the straightforward options at the top. Now, let's go to the report layout editing. So under the bottom part, left side most, edit layout, you just click here and I go back and remove the filtering I made so that it will, let's put none. I'm filtering here, none, okay. Remove this one, and I can remove this mouse as well and update this. Okay, now let's go to edit layout. Now we can explore. I know the options here. I've mentioned first the row. So I will give you first what are the available information here. So here, the text, the schedule, the footer, the rows, the columns, and the page break. And of course, the PDF, where you can export in PDF. First, I will be discussing the rows, okay? I will discuss those items, these 3 items later, so you will understand and appreciate the options there, okay? So let's do the rows. You can have an option to group and create formula, and how you will be doing that, it's very actually easy. So either you can have an option, quickly create group here and drag. So you can group the accounts available in the report. So allow me to group the available accounts here. So for example, I want an employee cost. So I do the employee cost and select the accounts available here. So you can select actually, so just click shift, and so you can have an ability to select multiple accounts. Then you just drag it, okay? You can also have an option to minimize and maximize. The option to group, actually, this is actually where you will simplify the reporting. In order for you to hide the details, you can actually do that option. Next, let's go to, I want to group rent and separate. You can also, aside from here, the option, you can actually select the account and find a option here, group selection. And I will rename that group into rents, and I'll put it at the top. Okay, and the rent. Okay, next I would do some utilities here. That's it. Okay, then after utilities, I can do transportation expense for all transportation related accounts. So you can actually do the grouping very quickly using the drag and move option. And in order for us to transportation, I can do very quickly the bank charges. It's very and I will also select, I can rename this bank and forex. Okay, and under bank and forex, I can go more. I think I missed an account. Bank evaluation. Okay, here. This can be grouped under forex. Okay, then that's it. I can quickly do that. Then professional fees. So this is just a example of how you will be grouping your accounts. So you will have a clean and relevant information later. So I'll just group this one time as administrative cost. Okay. So I think I can proceed here. So that's how you will be grouping the accounts in the report. So aside from grouping, you can easily move and drag the accounts. Then the option for formula, actually we have a standard category and the formula already is being computed with the gross profit and net profit. But if you want to have your company or the industry you have is kind of complex and you want to have a very detailed report, so you can actually use the formula here. So let's try other income. Where's other income here? No, I will remove this first. Other income and interest income, I will put it here in the other income. And I want to have another layer here before I will know the operating expenses. So I want to have a formula being added here, and I will call that like total income. Okay. So how you will create the formula, you just have to select, of course, the gross profit plus the other income. So that's it. Xero will compute for you using the formula you have formulated there. Then from total income less the operating expenses, you will generate the net profit. So that's it. That's how you will create the rows or create or add rows or here through grouping and using the formula. Now let's proceed first on the columns, where a lot of options you can have here. First is the date. So under the date, you can have the flexibility to create, or here, this is where the date range you can select. So either financial year, month to end, year to date, or quarter to date, or you can actually have a custom report. So I have an experience where my clients would like on a weekly basis comparison of the reports. So you can actually create that report. So either first week, okay, then so I can, or maybe first 10 days, or I will split the dates so I can easily do that. So 1 to 10, July. Next, in this next column, I can customize again and select 11 to 20. Okay, add another column for the date, customized 21 to 30 here. So that's it. You can have that option, okay? And Xero will formulate that information. So if you want to see or look at the report without exiting this edit layout, you can actually click here, export PDF, and you can quickly have an option of how it will look like. So this is the report, okay? Next, you can also quickly remove that by delete the columns here. And let's do another option, the budget. So in the budget, you can add the budget here. Well, it depends if you have set up the budget under the budget manager. So you can quickly put all the information there, and so you have an information for the budget. If you don't have, well, you cannot do that option. Then the formula. So in the formula, this is where you can actually do the tricks of a analysis, the vertical analysis. I will select first the date. I'll add a date here. I'll put for the month of June. Yeah, there. And then add a formula, and I will put this analysis as to the currency. Okay, different. Okay, then you select the formula. I'll be doing the formula like current month less the previous month over. Okay, then you can have that option. We'll try to check how it will look like. Let's see first. It will look like this. So, oh, sorry. I should be doing this. Okay. Okay. There you go. So that's the amount of the difference of between June and July. So I can add another option here, the formula, the analysis with the percentage. Okay. I'll do quickly again my formula I had earlier. Okay, so that's it. And percentage. So I quickly generate the PDF. And you click show percentage. Okay. And you can have the percentage of the vertical analysis. Okay, so that's it. That's how you will do the formula. Okay, so either the analysis or whatever formula you want, or you want to compare quarter by quarter difference, you can actually, so it's very flexible. Then aside from that, can have here the percentage. So in the percentage, actually under percentage, this is where so I discussed the vertical earlier. So here you can have an option to do the horizontal analysis. You can have an option here to do the percentage of select the dates to show here, and the percentage you can select actually of as to the percentage of what is your basis. So for example, trading income, you can have that in July and select the trading income. So you can have the comparison of June and July, and you can generate the percentage and do the analysis. That's it. That's how you will have this report. Okay, so that's the percentage. Now, as to the notes, first, let's go to the branch first. So the branch, this is where you have an option for the tracking categories, or you are using the tracking categories in Xero. You will be able to have a selection here. So if you don't have the tracking category, you don't have that option. Okay, so first you need to set up the tracking category in order for you to generate the report with a comparison of the branches or the category that you have set up in Xero. Okay, then lastly, the notes. Actually, this is related to the option here, the text and the schedule. From here, you can have an option to select So since you have not put any information yet using this information, you cannot select anything yet in this option. So first, for example, we have this option to minimize or like group one line item only for employee cost. So what if I would like to add information below added in this report with the list of the details of this report? So I can quickly add that through schedule and select the accounts that I have selected in this employee cost, like the wages and the superannuation. Yep, then I just update that. I rename this schedule as part of the employee cost here. So that's it. That's how you can have an option numbering the numbered heading or just the name of the account or the name of your heading. Then from here, you can now use this option. So link this to employee costs. So that's it. That's the option where you can add the schedule. Now for the text, for example, you are doing the analysis, the vertical analysis, and you want to explain further what are the information causing those changes. So you can quickly add that information, and I can have an option here to either insert a table and explain what is the information, add the list or the number order list. Then I can do a formatting of how it will look like. Okay, I can underline, italic, and the bold option for the font. Then I can highlight text as well. So while doing the information here, so I can highlight this information. Okay, so that's how you can add the option for text. Next, aside from that, as you can see, you can have an option to arrange the information and reorder the move and up, move down here option. So you will be able to arrange the information as per information that you want to appear in your report. Then the footer. So for example, you can add your company name or company address or the details you want to appear in fixed information in each page. You can do that. Then aside from that, the page break, this is where you can have an option. So you can delete that here or add again. You have that option in this new report templates. Then as I have mentioned, the PDF where you can easily export without exiting this edit layout information. So that's it. That's how you will be customize the reports or edit the edit layouts in the reports. Now, I will complete this. So let's check the options, the straightforward options at the top. So I've mentioned that you can compare up to maximum 36 periods here. And see the option here of comparing up to 36 maximum periods disappeared because there is you have selected the edit layout and do the comparison columns. So once you've done that, you have disabled that option here to select the option for comparing periods. At the same time, the percentage of trading income here is also disabled because you have under the edit layout, you have enabled or added a percentage column in the layout. So that's it. That's how you will customize the new report templates. So actually it has the same information in the balance sheet. So the same ability to edit. So I'll just quickly navigate in the balance sheet for us to confirm that information. So under edit layout, so yes, you can all have this option here. It's very flexible. And aside from that, for example, there is an account in the balance sheet that, or certain account that sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, and it's okay to report those accounts with reclassification of which category you will report it under, asset or liability. So for example, intercompany account. So an intercompany account can be a positive or a negative, or an asset balance or a liability balance. So you can have an option to actually select the account. So for example, this let's just assume this is an intercompany. So you can actually have an option here. So when you group this for, I'll just use this an example. I'll just group this, for example, as an intercompany. So I have an option actually to switch rule. Okay, so I can have an option to select and move this under liabilities or current liabilities if it has a negative balance. So yeah, so for example, you have a bank that is negative, so that's an overdraft. So you can have an option to actually edit and group that and switch, have apply a switch rule to report it under a liability account. So that's the, I think, the option, an added option that I can add here, or the option that I can give you, or tips on how you will use that option of switch rule. Then that's for the balance sheet, the same options with the profit and loss. Now let's go to movements in equity and statement of cash flow. So for movements in equity, the same. It's just a straightforward information. So you would edit here. So when you edit the layout, okay, so when you do edit layout, you can do the customization that you want. Add the details, add schedules, you can do that. In statement of cash flows, you have actually other options where you can split the debit and the credit. So for example, the cash on hand, you want to split the debit and the credit, you can actually, or not really a cash on hand. The collections, where is the collection? Here. Payment from customers here. So you can split the debits, credits, same with the payments of suppliers. So you can also have an option to split the debit and the credit. So aside from split, so you can have that option. So it's a long list. So if you don't want to do the split, you can have an option to merge it back to one account. So that's it. That's how you will customize the new reports under the statement of cash flows.